Hello everyone, thank you for listening and watching. My name is Nefertiti and you can find my information in the description box below. This is a general energy reading for Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Let's talk about it. Mercury retrograde in Scorpio and Libra from October 13th through November 10th. Remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like more personal information on how this energy will affect you and the astrology for you for the next 30 days, you can book a reading in the description box below. And pardon any background noise. We know the kiddos are at home, but he promised me he'd be quiet, so we'll see. So, Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, Libra. Mercury, the messenger, rules the mind, all things communication, short distance travel, common technology like computers, cell phones, anything that has gadgetry, right? So cars, bikes. When Mercury appears to be going backwards in the sky, so do these sectors of our lives to a certain degree, depending on where Mercury is in your chart. Now, people who have Mercury retrograde in their natal chart tend to do better when Mercury is retrograde, depending on how it's aspected. So check that out. When Mercury is going backwards, or at least how we perceive Mercury going backwards from our vantage point here on Earth, we just don't have all the facts. In general, Mercury retrograde times are when we focus on all of the rewords. Review, release, reconcile, maybe. But this is about tying up loose ends, decluttering closets, especially because closets on a metaphysical level represent our minds. So if your closet is cluttered, best believe you're scatterbrained. This is not the most ideal time to sign contracts or make formal or informal agreements unless you absolutely have to. You know, Mercury retrogrades 3 or 4 times a year, so we certainly can't stop our lives for 3 weeks at a time every time this happens. But especially now, since we have Mars retrograde as well, it's really a good time just to pause on anything that you can, as far as making big ticket purchases or starting a relationship, ending a relationship. On October 19th, retrograde Mercury is going to oppose Uranus in Taurus. So this is definitely going to be a weird day, probably a lot of anxiety, a lot of crazy stuff is going to be on the news. So practice extreme self-care. This could be a good day for a technology detox. This could also be a day where you have some unexpected developments with your technology. This could go either way. Remember, Uranus is wild card energy, but this is an opposition. So oppositions are about awareness, right? Like, oh, this is what's going on, or aha, I have this idea. This is how this could work. Right? And then you start the research, the review, but you don't initiate when Mercury is retrograde if you can at all not do so and postpone any starting for later dates. On October 27th through November 3rd, Mercury retrograde is going to go back into Libra. Venus is also going to be in Libra. So this could definitely be a time when exes try to return, when you have social media stalkers, people trolling you. You could also have literal stalkers. But with this about relationships, don't let the mind play tricks on you, right? Your mind can deceive you. Your heart can deceive you, but your gut is always, always dead on. On November 1st and November 6th, Mercury retrograde is going to square Saturn in Capricorn. So we'll definitely feel some delays, some stalls, some stuck energy on these days because Saturn is about restrictions and limitations. Saturn is also about discipline and taking our time with things. So this could definitely be a time with the elections coming up, especially when we have just a lot of shenanigans, a lot of, people doing too much, right? Too many Indian chiefs, not enough Indians. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that anymore, but I did. Let's move on to the Oracle and Tarot cards. And from the Angel Answers deck, Let Go is coming out. Scorpio energy is about death and transformation and really just understanding these concepts. So let go of any control issues, let go of any fear that you have around death and transformation and changes. The end of one situation or cycle or circumstance is the beginning of another situation, cycle, or circumstance. Let go of thinking that anything could have been different than what it was or what it is. This also speaks to the rewords of Mercury retrograde. It kind of looks like this angel is standing on Mercury, right? Like everything that's happening right now is in divine order. Our spirit team has our back. As I mentioned in other videos, the veil between the physical and the spiritual worlds is very thin in October in general, but especially this month with all of the lunar activity we have. So I feel like the angel on this card is asking us to protect our mental space from the psychic smog and chaos that's going to be floating around in the ethers. Be open to everything, but attached to nothing. Only trust the information coming from your higher self. And that's suggested here, like with the white spirals of energy above the angel's head. Let's move on to the angel number. And number 426 is showing up. This is an encouragement number. Like the Let Go card, everything you need to know will be revealed to you, and everything you need will come to you in divine timing. It always has. So let go of overthinking during this Mercury retrograde so that you can allow spirit to guide you. Your spirit team is sending you an energetic boost when 426 shows up. They know how depleting this energy can be with Mars and Mercury both going backwards. It may be beneficial for you now to do some crown chakra work, strengthening your spiritual connection, really working on your whole chakra pillar, just clearing out psychic blocks, clearing out psychic debris. I've been getting a lot of song and music messages. So the song that I got for this Mercury retrograde was You Will Know by Stevie Wonder. And I will link the lyrics video below so you can check that out and see if you get any messages from that. Let's move on to the crystal, and serpentine is showing up. Serpentine is a very cleansing heart chakra stone, but it's one of those very powerful crystals that works with all of the chakras. It helps to unblock them and breaks up any other stagnant energy in your field. And like the Let Go card and Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, serpentine strengthens your spiritual connection, specifically your connection with your angels and the elemental kingdom. So fairies, gnomes, unicorns. This stone will help you to safely activate your Kundalini energies, which also stimulates your darker, intense Scorpio sex energies. Remember, we live in a world of polarity, right? And it also looks like that's what's going on this Let Go card as well, with the angel having this spiral of energy above his head or her head, kind of going down through their body. And Kundalini energy feels like a hot flame as it moves up out of your lower back, lower spine area. It can also create pain as this energy is moving up your energy system when it comes up against any blocks or stagnant energy. With Mars and Mercury both retrograde, we are definitely feeling ascension symptoms, and this could be messing with our head, could be causing us to have a lot of limiting belief, increase our mental anxiety. So just be mindful of that. It's the energy, and we have the power to shift, right? Remember, energy is like weather. If it's raining outside, we carry an umbrella. If it's snowing outside, we wear clothing appropriate for cold weather. We don't go out there in shorts and flip-flops. Some people do, but that's just how astrology works in a nutshell. Let's move on to the spirit animal. An owl is showing up. We know owl has a lot of meanings. Like Scorpio energy, the owl represents darkness, the unseen. Remember that darkness is not necessarily evil. It's just unseen. We fear what we don't understand. The owl represents secrets and protection. Like Mercury retrograde, the owl is asking you to be observant and aware. Owl also has a similar meaning to the let go card in trusting your intuition, right? Trust the guidance that you get from your spirit team to know who or what it is that you need to let go of. And it's natural to fear death. Death is something that is very misunderstood. It's only transformation. Allow owl spirit to help you get the lessons, the wisdom, and the truth, no matter what it is, and no matter how it challenges you. Because the owl is able to navigate between the realms, he can bring us answers and revelations that we may miss otherwise because of our fear or our lack of understanding. Owl spirit helps you to reevaluate your life and move through this planetary energetic storm with grace. And like Mercury retrograde, owl will help you with your transformation. So thank you so much for listening and watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you'd like to book a personal session, all of the information is listed below. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.